The Oregon Prescription Drug Affordability Board held its first meeting today. In the coming months, the board says it will study the prescription drug market in an effort to eventually lower drug prices for Oregonians. Fox's Mia Villanueva spoke to a local pharmacist about how the high price of drugs impacts both customers and the pharmaceutical industry as a whole.
With inflation driving up the price of so many necessities, it's leaving Oregonians with little money to pay for arguably the biggest necessity of them all, the prescription drugs. The owner here of Beaverton Pharmacy says he's seen firsthand how the high price of prescriptions, specifically insulin, has impacted both his customers and his business. He says the Affordability Board has their work cut out for them. The inaugural meeting for the Oregon Prescription Drug Affordability Board focused predominantly on logistics, like board policies and the electing of a chairperson and vice chairperson. But in the coming months, the board will be studying the prescription drug market in order to better advocate for lower prescription costs for Oregonians. Wade Irby, the owner of Beaverton Pharmacy, says his knowledge of the prescription drug market dates back 40 years ago to his dad's pharmacy in the 80s, when the price of a vial of insulin was between $35 to $45, a stark contrast to what it costs today. A price hike Irby attributes to more than just inflation.
A vial of insulin could be easily over $100. In fact, retail pricing could be between $170 and $200 for a single vial.
Irby says the price of insulin may be why some people choose to ration their supply or wait until the last minute before refilling their prescription. He says its high cost is partly why his pharmacy no longer carries the drug. Irby says when they did, they'd order insulin only after a prescription was placed by a customer to avoid spending thousands on the drug, only to have it sit on their shelves, impacting their bottom line.
Especially medications that people are using on an ongoing basis very commonly, very frequently. That can be very expensive and very hard on the cash flow of the pharmacy to be able to have it in stock and have it sitting on their shelf.
He says the same issue exists with certain inhalers, another prescription many rely on daily. He says without or sometimes even with insurance, some inhalers retail for almost $500.
Especially if there's a deductible to meet or something like that. It may be that it's not covered at all, and so that is the price.
Irby says it's hard to say where the board should start in terms of understanding why certain drugs cost as much as they do, but he anticipates an extensive amount of investigative research in their future.
How do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time. You just have to start somewhere and start chipping away at it.